grab your water. We usually grab our coffee, but today we're going to grab our water because it's time for Living with Favor, where we talk about faith, abundance, vitality, overflow, and relationships. I'm Lisa Mosby, your host of Living with Favor. Thanks for tuning in today and letting us share a little bit of advice. This entire month, we're talking about health, nutrition, mind power, vitality. Vitality is the word from that acronym, and that's what we're covering this month. And I had Mary here last month, my guest, marvelous Mary. She's a leadership development expert, mastermind facilitator. She's an accountability partner for folks, and she's also a national public speaker. She empowers her leaders to go through various systems and accountability practices to help them improve their business, build their business, and really develop relationships with people. So that's what her professional life is about. But today we're talking to her on a personal level, right, Mary? We're going to get into transformation, something that transformed her health, and that's quenching the thirst. Water is our topic today. We all need it. Our body's made up of it. Our brain is made up of it. We just need water. So thank you so much for being with me, Mary. Do you want to add anything to that introduction today?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me back on the show. I am so excited and humbled to be here. And I just want to say, I loved your introduction, and what we're going to talk about, yes, is water, but making sure you're drinking the right kind of water. That's the key.
Because we can drink water all day long and still feel thirsty, not feel hydrated. And there's a reason for that. In fact, there's a couple of different reasons for that. We're going to get into that language in a minute. But where I want to start is what makes hydration so vital for our overall health and well-being. And I know you can speak to this from firsthand experience because you went through a time of dehydration. So let's specifically kind of define hydration and why it's so important to our well-being.
Well, first of all, we're made up of water. We're at more than 80% water. And so when you don't drink enough water, you get dehydrated. And the easiest way to tell if you're dehydrated, pinch yourself and see how quickly your skin goes back into position. If that skin kind of lags, you are possibly dehydrated and didn't even know it. You might say, well, I drink a lot of water, but if that water isn't hydrating you from the cellular level and you've pinched yourself somewhere and you don't see that skin immediately going back into place, you're dehydrated.
Yeah. I think there's some other symptoms that we know about too. I've heard headaches. Oftentimes people want to just take an aspirin or take something to alleviate that headache when what they really need is a glass of water.
Of water.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And not just tap water, not just any water. That's the big thing. Are there other things, the skin test, the headache test, any other things that you know of, any symptoms that might say, hey, your body's crying for water?
Well, those are two of the prevalent ones, but what about getting lightheaded?
Yeah.
Have you ever found yourself getting lightheaded, woozy, and then realize, wow, just after drinking a glass of water, I feel better? And it's so interesting, especially when people have a headache, they want to go grab that aspirin, but they don't realize just getting water in their system. Because again, our bodies are made up primarily of water. And you'll be amazed how much it will improve the quality of your health if you just drink it consistently.
Yeah. Yesterday I was out golfing and it's 90 degrees, 90% humidity here. And I felt along the side of my face and it felt like sand, but it wasn't sand. It was salts. Like my body was getting rid of things. When they're coming out through your skin, when you're feeling it on your forehead or on your clothes, or you see those white marks on your t-shirt because you've been sweating too much, your body is letting go of something, and it's something that the body needs. So I want to speak to, or let you speak to, the difference between, say, drinking filtered water or spring water or tap water. Let's kind of address those so that we can get into what kinds of water we should be drinking. So can you give us maybe some myths or some pointers about filtered water, spring water, and tap water before we get into what water should we drink?
Wow. Well, most of the tap water, bottled water, as well as filtered, well, it comes from the same plant. most people don't realize, but most of the water is coming from the same plant. It depends on how it's treated. You realize, and people don't understand, that tap water has so many contaminants in it. You'll be amazed drinking tap water, depending on where you live and your zip code, what's in your water. We often ask that question, what's in your water? Do you know what's in your water? Do you know what's in the water that you're drinking? And the misnomer is that a lot of filtered waters or bottled waters have additives added into it, which are not natural. They're sweeteners and there are other additives that are not healthy for the body. And some of these waters are quite pricey. However, they're not as healthy. So you need to know what to look for, the nutrients and the vitamins that are in water that are most effective for proper hydration. Does that
True,
answer?
our water too, when we're bathing in it too. I know I'm now bouncing around from Airbnbs, doing a little digital nomading, and I'm showering in showers that don't have a filter. My whole life since I was a kid, I've always had a chlorine filter and then a whole house filter. My parents had a whole house filter when I was a kid because I had some skin issues. And it's really interesting, the difference in my skin texture and the feel, the dryness, because I'm getting exposed to those things that might be in the city water in the different cities that I'm visiting. So I can see it on the outside and I'm concerned. And the reason why I wanted to have this conversation is because what's it doing on the inside? If I can feel that difference, what does it mean to my body when I'm drinking out of the tap? So there's three words that I kind of want to define again before we go further. What is mineralized? Let's start with mineralized and then we'll do the other two. When we talk about drinking mineralized water or we want to mineralize our water, what does that mean?
Those are natural nutrients. And so are you getting the proper nutrients in your water? And these nutrients, not all water is the same. Not all water is the same. You can, when you have water that has, that's fully nutrient based, you can actually shake that water and see the nutrients floating through it. Otherwise, you shake that water and all you see is just the water. Many people don't know that.
No, I don't think of nutrients in water. I take supplements, I take vitamins, I take minerals, in a capsule or in a powder or drops, but I don't think of my water as a nutrient. I think of it as the next word is hydration, optimized hydration. How would we define optimized hydration?
Well, is the water you're drinking, does it hydrate you or impact you from the cellular level? If that water isn't impacting you from the cellular level, then you are not getting properly hydrated. We have to drink water that not only just fills our thirst, but it's getting down to where we really need it so that now we become healthier, more fulfilled, and the nutrients in this water helps to eradicate most diseases that most people don't realize that they're suffering from because of the water they're drinking.
So it plumps up the cells. It
It
gets
pumps up
into the
the cells.
cells when we're drinking the right water, the right time of the day, and with the right minerals in it so that the body can use it to absorb. And then the other one is alkalize or alkaline. People may have shopped for water and grabbed a bottle on the shelf, not realizing, and it might say 8.0 or 9.0 or alkalized water. What does alkalize mean?
That means the higher the pH balance in the water, the more nutrient dense it is. And guess what? The high diseases cannot live in a highly alkaline body. And so the higher the pH, the more it's going to impact the body. The body is going to heal itself because it's getting what it needs. And then here's my story with, I was diagnosed with kidney disease, stage 4 kidney disease, stage 3. Initially, I was diagnosed with stage 2, then stage 3, and they said, at this rate, you're very close to stage 4 kidney disease. And they wanted to put me on meds. I said, give me a minute, because I mean, in 1 month, I went from stage 2 to stage 3, and they wanted me to come back in 2 months. I said, what are you waiting for me to die? I said, give me a chance to work on myself. And I immediately increased the kind of water I was drinking. And guess what? I went from stage 3, almost stage 4, down to stage 2. Why? Because now my cells, all that I needed was being supplied. And I contribute that not only to the grace of God and the effectual prayers of the righteous, but most of all, the kind of water I'm not a big soda drinker, but I increased the kind of water that I was drinking. And guess what? That helped to self-correct my body. And I'm on that path to getting back to, instead of being at 40% in less than a month, I went from 40% functionality to 53%, 53% functionality,
Wow.
just by changing and increasing the amount of water and the particular water that I drank.
How much water a day were you drinking to get to that?
Well, it's not so much how much I was drinking. My goal was to drink half my body weight, which was a minimum of 64 ounces. But it was the particular water, and it wasn't the most expensive water that most people drink that they think they're getting the best value from. But it was the little secret that caused that change.
Oh, so were you adding something to your water? Is that the secret, that you were adding these nutrients that you're talking about? So let's dive into that. What are the nutrients? What kinds of nutrients should we find in our water? What would we be using to get that type of a benefit?
So what I did is I used a little sachet that I drop in my water, just like you would a tea bag. I dropped this little sachet in my water, and it converted my water. It converted the pH balance of the water. It changed it. It corrected it. And I was able to then, like I stated, and you're going to hear me say that over and over again, I started getting hydrated from the cellular level. That's the key. The hydration from the cell, not just on top, but it had to get down into my cells. And these nutrients and vitamins, these nutrients and minerals rather, come from the Okinawan Ocean, because guess what? The Okinawans, they live to be triple digits, most of them.
They're a blue zone, yeah.
Yes. And so if it's working for them, why wouldn't it work for us?
Yeah. Yeah.
And these nutrients, as I said, they're natural, all natural. They come from the bottom of the ocean. They're in a little tea bag like sachet. And I would drop that into my water. If I had reflux, I'd tear it open and put it under my tongue. And that helped to eradicate reflux. If I didn't want, I mean, that's if you have chronic reflux, but
Yeah.
otherwise, just drinking the water, that's the first thing I noticed. I was no longer needing Tums. It dawned on me one day. I said, "Hun, we haven't had to go buy Tums or any acid
Yeah.
reflux meds,
Yeah.
because it's self-corrected.
The pH balanced out the
pH balance.
acidity.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. And so that's what it is. Most of us have very acidic bodies, but this lowers and it increases the pH balance in the water. And I'm loving it. I love it.
And if anybody reads any of the science about this, we know that disease starts and sustains in an acid environment. You know,
Absolutely.
when the body is acidic is when disease can actually take hold and start to replicate. So as we start to neutralize some of that acidity in our system, we also neutralize the disease's ability to start to replicate. And then we start to correct, you know, we bring the body back into status quo, back into that state of health through hydration. Water is also important in eliminating toxins and in eliminating the harmful things that are in our system. So when we drink water that's full of minerals and you know, it's alkalized, it has the minerals in it, and the minerals are in a form that's absorbable, we start to see cellular change. And I think that's what's so amazing about this. You know, I want to dive a little bit into kind of your story. I know that, you know, the kidneys was part of that, but and you've worked with folks, you know, in dealing with water in other areas as well. But I want to talk about the mental performance and emotional stability that happens. is, when we are acidic, when our body is more acidic, prone to diseases, what have you noticed from mental performance and emotional stability with people? Are there challenges in that arena? And do they notice a difference in their mental health, their mental performance when they change just their water? Nothing else, but just their water.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Why? Because when your health is at risk, you're emotionally unstable. But the moment you start to see some results, right? The moment you start to feel results, it causes you to no longer be emotionally drained. You're no longer hopeless, but you're hopeful. And when you hear testimonies of how others were impacted and what their benefits were, it gives you that sense of assurance of knowing, wow, I can do this. It's not hard. I can do this. And if I continue to stay on the course, we encourage everyone at least give yourself at least 90 days to see results. And people say, oh, that's too long. Well, look how long it took you to get to this stage, especially if you're a pop drink and you love soda, right? Look at what it's doing to your body. Coca-Cola, a lot of people love Cokes, but we know that you can pour Coke on a battery and it cleans off the corrosion on the battery. What is it doing in our bodies? We can use Coca-Cola to clean, or cola to clean our toilets. We can use cola for so many cleaning purposes, but is it cleaning? It's breaking down, and it's causing the body particularly to become more acidic. And you wonder why. If I'd thought about it, I would have done a little demonstration for you to show you what that looks like and how it impacts our body. You'll be amazed how something as simple as this can break down that acid. I show you how it breaks it down so quickly that it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. So when we realize that, we say, wow, I do have a chance. I have hope. I have options. I can do this.
It's not the end all be all cure all. That's not what we're getting at. What we're getting at is, where are the simple solutions? Everything I talk about, whether it's digital marketing, how to run your business, how to promote yourself online, what are the simple solutions? I'm a retired holistic health practitioner. The primary thing that I worked on was, what can you be compliant with? If you drink fluid every single day, why not just change the fluid that you're drinking? Choose water, choose mineralized, alkalized water. What are those simple solutions that can become a habit for you? Which leads me to ask, is there specific times of the day that we be drinking these kinds of water, or a volume? And, how much water and when should we be drinking it if we're going to use alkalized water? Does it matter?
I think water we should drink all day long, number one. And when you get up in the morning and getting a bottle of water, a cup of water before you get that coffee, right? And if at all possible, putting in, some people love putting lemon in their water. There's so many natural things that we can do that will take us away from all of the chemicals that we may be used to. And these things, drinking water during the day, all day long. And guess what? The more sweet things you drink, the more you want to crave water. It doesn't really quench your thirst. It makes you thirstier, right? We all know you go get that lemonade, that iced tea, and then you want to have a glass of water afterwards. Why? Because your body craves water. It craves what it's made of. And when
it wants to flush that other stuff out.
Flush it out. Absolutely. It wants
I
to
have a
flush
lot of tricks, as an herbalist and, somebody who studied plant remedies for a lot of years. My grandmother studied plant remedies. I know that, if we put lime in our water, it actually helps to flush the gallbladder. If we put lemon in our water, it helps to flush the kidneys out. If we use hibiscus tea, hibiscus plants, in our water, it actually helps us to absorb our water. And all of those, you think, oh, well, they're just plants. But guess what they have? They have those nutrients that you're talking about. The sachet is just a convenient, condensed way of you getting some of those nutrients. But we can get those nutrients from our plants, from our fruits, and from our vegetables as well. The reality is that most of the people, especially, I won't say especially anywhere, most of the people around the world don't get enough fruits and vegetables in their diet, and they're not bringing in those nutrients that the cells need to be hydrated. Plants, are water based. They contain a lot of water. And when we feed ourselves those, especially in the raw form where it's not cooked and it has the enzymes in it, the nutrients in it, we can start to notice a change as well. But that's not always simple. And what we're talking about today is a simple solution. Common misconceptions about hydration that maybe people should be aware of. Are there any misconceptions that you might want to share with us?
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to hydrating, I hear it all the time. Oh, I drink plenty of water,
Mhm.
right? I drink plenty of water, but what kind of water are you drinking? That's the question. My sister would not drink water unless it was flavored. And I asked her, what is it flavored with? Look at the label,
Yeah.
and if it ends in some kind of toast, fructose, glucose, it's sugar, it's a sweetener.
Yeah.
But she says, oh, I can't drink water without something in it. Well, now you're defeating your purpose, right? You're not getting the full benefits. So you do want to, again, drink the right kind of water. And again, every water is not equal. All water is not equal. And that's what most people where most people are mistaken. They think all water is equal, and it's not. It's not.
So, can we use tap water with these sachets or spring water with the sachets? Or how do we get the nutrients that we need in the water? Is it just the sachet in any old water? It'll neutralize it?
It
Can you
will.
speak to that? Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. It does. You can use it with any water. And of course, having an alkaline water is better. However, it's going to raise the pH balance. And that's the great thing. And so we say that it's affordable and portable. So you have your own hydration system that I can take it on the airplane. I can take it through the airport. I'm not stopped because I have this bottle of water. And that's why we say it's affordable and it's portable, because you can stick this pouch in your pocket, in your purse, and you always have, whenever you go to the restaurant, if I order water at a restaurant, guess what I'm doing? I'm sticking my sachet in the water at the restaurant,
Yeah.
because I want to get the best, the most nutrients and vitamins, minerals that I can wherever and whenever I'm drinking water.
Yeah.
That's the part that I love.
I'm good at taking some supplements. I'm horrible at taking minerals because if you take mineral, like a liquid mineral, ugh,
Mhm.
this is like the taste is so bad. Does this mineralization with the trace minerals, does it change the flavor of the water? Does it alter and make it taste really bad?
It actually improves the taste of the water. It makes it clearer, cleaner, and
Mhm.
you are like, wow, and most people are like, it doesn't taste a whole lot different, but it's just something about it. So it gives you a cleaner taste. You're not going to get, it's not a flavored packet. So it doesn't have any man-made ingredients added to it. It's all natural. And that's the other thing that I like. These are all natural products. So talking about holistic health, this is right in alignment, because again, there's nothing added that is man-made. And that's the part that I love.
And so we're talking about trace minerals. We hear people say, I'm drinking my electrolytes when I go outside or when I'm sweating. A lot of folks will use the hydration drinks. There's a variety of brands that promote hydration drinks that have electrolytes in it. Are we talking just about electrolytes, or when we're talking about mineralization, are we talking about something more than electrolytes?
More than.
Yeah,
More than.
more
And
than.
so that's what I love, because when you look at the pH balance, this brings it up to about a 9.9.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that in most of those electrolyte products. You know,
And you mentioned the word natural, and I've used sachets from Okinawa in my water for a lot of years. There are different companies that have provided them over the years, and I think it's people don't understand the value of that, of bringing nutrients in through your food and bringing it in through your water rather than taking supplements all the time. Like, how do we integrate these simple solutions? Make dietary changes, make behavioral changes so that we don't run up against those times when having disease in the body. All these little things, these little simple tweaks can make a huge difference. um, how does improving our water intake enhance the physical performance. I mentioned that I was out golfing yesterday. I actually, everything kind of just started to get black and I had to sit down because 90% humidity and I couldn't breathe. Like the heat, and I was sweating, I was really wet, red, and I was just profusely losing fluid, and I couldn't drink enough to get that fluid back. But I didn't have anything in the water that I was drinking. So I'm curious how, what kind of physical performance, do you have any firsthand knowledge of things that people have shared with you or things that you've observed by making this change in their water? What physical performance have you seen?
Absolutely. Now, with this, it's going to, first of all, drinking the water. When I first started drinking the water, I lost 5 pounds. So that was amazing, right?
Yeah.
Who want to lose a little bit of weight here and there? We've got people the testimonies run the gamut. Those who were diabetic, some have come off their diabetic meds. High blood pressure, my high blood pressure came down when I started using these products. We initially started the products for my husband, who's diabetic, to come off of his meds and off of insulin. And we've had testimonies of those who have come off of insulin, those who have been energized. We have other products that correlate with this that help give you that additional energy. But again, weight loss, you've got that extra vitality, you've got the elasticity in your skin, in your body, right? Just by staying hydrated, properly hydrated. And again, the list goes on. Children who were ADHD, drinking the water and then coupling it with another product that is a natural energy, and it gives you energy and clarity, brain clarity. Children have been diagnosed that were diagnosed with ADHD. They're seeing improvements. So the one thing that I like about the products that we use is the research that has gone behind it. This is a company that has been in existence for over 30 plus years. So the research, they spent millions of dollars on research. And that's the other piece that I love, is that the research that backs all of their products. We've got cancer victims who didn't go on chemo because of using this product and or others within our company, that they were able to avoid going through chemo. And again, that's just the tip of the iceberg on some of the results that people have had just by being on these products.
Yeah, I do want to do a big disclaimer. We're not claiming that this can cure anything. It is not the case at all. What we're talking about is providing your body with nutrients. How do we provide our body with nutrients? Whether it's organic produce, whether you grow your own stuff, cutting out products that are laden with sugars and chemicals, those feed disease. So we're trying to shift and have you look at what's a simple transformation that you can make, and transforming what you drink on a day-to-day basis. The water that you choose can make a difference in your health and in the nutrition that your body is absorbing, and it can turn things around. It can cause a transformation. Now there's the jury's, this will be my last question. I could pick your brain all day long, but last one. I tend to drink my fair share of coffee. I open the show with grab your coffee. We're getting started. Can I use alkaline water in my coffee? Or when I put coffee in it, do I just wreck it? Does it just, it turns back to acidity and, it's no good for me. Is there a way for me to still have coffee and get nutrients in my body?
Well, what you have to remember with our coffee, once we boil the water, think about it, we're boiling the water. And so you're boiling out some of the, the radicals that are in the water. And so because that was my question when I started, because I said, I want to put these in when I'm cooking. And then I was told, well, it kind of offsets because you're already boiling it. So with your coffee, the thing that I would say for coffee is, and I'm not promoting any kind of brand or anything like that, but there are some better coffees if you're going to drink coffee.
Yeah, I'm doing a mushroom coffee now. So it has, 6 different medicinal mushrooms in it. And then there's an herbal one that I use as well that has chicory root and dandelion roasted, and then a little bit of coffee beans. So, and then one of my other tricks is I put cardamom in the grounds when I make it, and that helps to neutralize the acidity and doesn't cause the upset stomach or reflux that some people get from coffee. I have a lot of tricks, but I've never used the sachets in coffee. So I wanted to know, is it even possible? But it's not. You need to drink your water. And, from the side of table I sit on, I'll give my 2 cents. And that is, if you start your day with a big glass of water and you end your day with a big glass of water, I know you might have to get up and go to the bathroom, but what you'll find is over time, you won't have to get up in the middle of the night as much because your body is expecting that. It will know it's coming at that time of the day, and it will absorb that water into your muscles and tissues. And there's even some scientific studies that say people who drink that glass of water in the evening or late night are healthier. They have better heart health, they have better sleep. There's a ton of different benefits. So if you're going to, maybe avoid the water throughout the day and, have habits like coffee, at least consider, where is it that I can plug this in? Can I plug it in, an hour before I eat each of my meals? Can I have a glass of water in the morning when I get up? Before anything else, just hydrate. And then before I go to bed, hydrate before you go to sleep, because you actually do perspire and you do release water in the night when you're sleeping. And so putting that water in there to start with is going to help you. And it's actually going to cause some better sleep from some of the studies that I've read. Mary, do you have any final thoughts on where you want to leave this today? And then I'd like to know how people can get in touch with you if they want to get themselves a sachet to try for a month, 2 months, or even the recommended 3 months to see if they notice a difference. How would they get in touch with you?
Well, first of all, I do want to say I concur with you. Getting that glass of water first thing in the morning on that empty stomach it does wonders for the body. Grab the water before you grab the coffee. You'll start to see, major changes in your body. I'm not saying don't drink your coffee. I'm just saying grab the water first. And for me, I have a 22-ounce bottle. I drink at least 4 of those a day. And that's what I love, that one sachet would impact 2 bottles of water. So that's a wonderful thing. And to get in touch with me, I would encourage you to go on Facebook and look for the 90-day hydration challenge and connect with me. Connect with me with the 90-day hydration challenge. And this is where you get to learn more about me. The page is still being worked on, and the group is growing. And I would encourage you to meet me there. This is where you can get more information. Reach out to me on Facebook. You can find me as well, and under M. Warren 1721 on Facebook. Ask to connect so that you can get more information. We've got challenges and contests going that will help, as well as accountability partners to help keep us on track. So thank you again. I certainly hope that this has been incredible for you and that you'll take the challenge. Drink more water. You'll find, and then drink the right kind of water. If you want to know what that is, reach out to me so that you'll be able to learn more. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Beautiful. Another great conversation on vitality and the essentials of hydration. I hope that we've shined a light on some things that maybe you didn't know about. Can you take advantage with a simple solution of getting better hydration in your body? I hope you check it out. I hope you pursue it and check it, see, like, do we notice a change? Will this help me? Will, whatever aches and pains I have, can I neutralize those a little bit? For a small investment, might be worth it. So thank you again, Mary. Appreciate it. For those of you who are entrepreneurs or you're looking to build your residual income, there's every person that I talk to on this show has some sort of a tip or a trick about residual income. I interviewed Mary about residual income last month, as I mentioned. If you need to get connected and start to grow another income stream, I'd love to support you on that. And if you'd like to figure out how to expand your brand on social media, I can help you there as well. And you can reach out to me through my website. That's lisamosby.com, Lisa, MOSBEY.com. Come on back. We're covering vitality all this month, and I would love to share more tips and tricks for you. So we hope to see you again next week. Come on back, everybody.
All right.